So now if you want to understand the diffusion, so already to prove that particles can move always in a random direction. So we have been done one experiment. That is what we have been taken at two beakers. One beaker is filled with air and another beaker is filled with bromine. Do you remember, guys? Everyone? So both we have been mixed so that bromine particles is keep on moving towards the air and both after some time. So both the containers will turns into brown color. Is it yes or no? Harish, do you remember? The second experiment to that particles is always in random motion. That is what properties of matter while we are studying. We have been studying. The same thing here. What do you mean by diffusion? Diffusion is a very, very important phenomena where even biology will comes in class 10, in class 9, class 8. So everywhere it's a very important process in even chemistry, chemical industries also. Now if we'll take here, what do you mean by this diffusion means? So you have been taken two different substances. Do you understand, everyone? So the spreading out and mixing of a substance with another substance due to the what, guys? Due to the motion of the particles. Do you understand, everybody? So due to the motion of particles, one substance is mixing with what? One substance is mixing with what, Hari? Another substance. Do you understand? Mixing with the other substance. That is what we used to call as, what is to call it, everyone? Diffusion. Okay. So this diffusion will take place because of why? Because of motion of the particles. Do you understand? That is the very, very important. So due to the motion of its particles, the spreading out and mixing of one substance with another substance is only called as diffusion. So the diffusion of one substance into another substance goes till what time, guys? Till a uniform mixture is formed. That is very, very important. So anywhere that the diffusion will take place between the two substances, till where, guys? Till it is forming uniform
Mixture.
it is forming uniform mixing. So once it is formed uniform mixture. Once it is forming uniform, then is it possible to further diffusion? Anybody?
No.
Respond? No. So once the substances will mix equally or uniformly, then there is no further diffusion will take place. So that is what diffusion will carry out till it will be acquired the uniform mixture. Is it okay, everybody? Uniform mixture. Understand?
Yes,
Once the uniform mixture will form, is it further diffusion will take place? No further diffusion will take place once the uniform mixture will form. That is what. So first of all of you write the definition of diffusion. Later we'll move. Right. Definition of diffusion. Everybody. The spreading out and mixing of a substance. The spreading out and mixing of a substance with another substance. With another substance. With another substance. Due to the motion of its particles, due to the motion of its particles, due to the motion of its particles, due to the motion of its particles is called as what, guys? Is called as diffusion. Okay? Right. The diffusion will take place till a uniform mixture is formed. The diffusion will take place till a uniform mixture is formed. Till a uniform mixture is formed. Till uniform mixture is formed. Is it clear, everybody? Example. A gas jar full of bromine vapors. Example. A gas jar full of bromine vapors. Why we are taking bromine? Bromine actually what? It is a liquid or gas? Bromine. Bromine actually is what? Bromine. Understanding? Bromine or bromine. Bromine is actually a liquid, but is easily will form what? Easily it will form It will form vapors. That is why we are saying. And also it is color. Why can't we take some other thing? Because colorless means we cannot see the diffusion. And that is why. So even though diffusion will take place, we cannot see. That is why we are taking bromine gas, vapors. So easily forms vapors. That is the reason. Is it okay, everyone? So that is what all of you remember. So what we have to take? Take a jar full of bromine vapors. Take a jar full of bromine vapors and invert into where, guys? Invert into another gas jar. Invert into another gas jar containing what? Ready? Gokul, Arun Kailas, containing what? Containing what is that, guys? One is containing bromine gas. You can see one is containing bromine. That is what? Red brown vapors. This picture already we have drawn. Do you remember? Particles and motion, I taught you this. Yes or no? Now I am showing you this picture. On that day, Google I have shown you. Now that is what? So bromine vapors which are red brown. So it is inverted with the second jar which contains what? Air. That is what it is what? Colorless. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is now. As I told you on the day, even though see bromine is present down, air is present up. So as I told you, bromine only will go up. Why, guys? Still it is. Anybody can tell me? On the day I told you, bromine particles only will go and will mix with air particles. Of course, air will come down, but we cannot see. But mostly bromine only is going up and in mixing. Yes or no, Hari? Have you noticed it? Everybody, see here.
Yes,
bromine is present down here. Air is present up. Now, bromine particles only diffusing upward direction. How it will be takes place? I told you the reason behind it. Why, guys?
higher
concentration to lower
High.
concentration.
What? Bromine particles is having high kinetic.
Yes, sir. It will produce energy.
Yeah, because of particles having high kinetic energy. So that is why they only will displace towards the upward direction. That is what. So after some time, if you have been leave it, then you can see both air and bromine will be mixed together, so that you can see both the cylinders. We can see which color, guys? We can see which color? Red brown color. So till what time it will take place? Till acquires the uniformity. Understand? Once we form the uniform mixture, then there is no further formation. So that is what we used to call as understanding. So diffusion process we can say. So this is the diffusion is the property of matter which is based on what, guys? Based on main. How the diffusion is taking place? Hari?
Sir, motion of particles.
Yeah, motion of particles, or we can say movement of its particles. Please, all of you write it. Diffusion is a property of matter. Diffusion is a property of matter which is based on diffusion is a property of matter which is based on the motion of its particles. Motion of its particles. Now, from this you can tell me in which particles motion of the particles will be much faster? Liquid, gases, or solids? Anybody smart? Be smart. Vartini, Arun.
Gas, sir.
The particles are much faster. We are having three kinds of matter. One is solid, another one is liquid, another one is gas. So in which one the particles of matter is much faster? Movement.
Gas.
Do you understand? So you can notice it. Diffusion is taking place. Diffusion is taking place in solids, in liquids, and as well as in gases. But in which one it is much faster? Diffusion. Anybody? Which one it is much faster?
Gas.
It will be much faster in gases and slowest in where? Slowest in where? Solids.
Solid.
Solids it is slowest. Arun Kailash, Gokul. Why solids?
Solid, sir.
Solids, why it is slowest? The diffusion is slowest and here much faster. So why it is here much faster and why it is here much slower? Anybody?
Intermolecular space, sir.
Very good, Reddy. That is also important one. So here particles particle motion is very, very less. But here particle motion is what? Maximum. Yes or no? So because here particles are freely present. Understand everybody? So gap between the particles is what? Extremely more, so that they can move much faster. That is why in this experiment also we have taken what? Bromine gas. Understanding? Bromine gas vapors and as well as air. Why? Gas means it is easily, fastly we can observe the diffusion. Understand, Vardhini? At least give thumbs up. Gokul, that is the reason. So we can
Yes,
say.
sir.
So what you have written? Diffusion is a property of matter which is based on the motion of the particles or movement of the particles. And this diffusion will occurs in where, guys? Diffusion occurs in both gases, liquids and as well as solids. But it is the fastest in gases and the slowest in where, guys? Slowest in
Solid.
solids. Understand? That is what you have to remember. So that is all about it. Any doubt clear? Ask me please. So if we take here, the diffusion is the slowest one you can see in the solid because the particles in solids do not move much. But if we take liquids, they will little bit much faster compared to the solids. But if we take gases, what will happen, guys? Gases, what will happen? Much and much faster. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
because intermolecular spaces more or less ready. Intermolecular
More,
spaces.
sir.
Intermolecular
More.
space is more in gas, so that it will be much faster. That is why. So we have to remember always in where the diffusion is much faster. Diffusion is much
Gases.
gases and slower in solids. Please note it down, everyone. Till here, finish it. Once it is finished, let me know.
Sir.
Hmm.
Sir, diffusion means movement of particles from higher concentration to lower concentration.
Low
sir.
concentration. But how fast it is? How fast it will be? Fastest in this gases and slowest in solids. Okay. Because why slowest in solids? Because particles won't move here. Understanding? Particles cannot move. But here what? Much faster. Much faster they can move. Is it okay, guys?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have taken air and bromine, no, sir. Here, which has high concentration and which has lower concentration, sir?
You will see now. That is what I said. If you take air particles, kinetic energy is less. Do you understand? But if you take bromine, kinetic energy is more. Do you understand? That is why the fastest diffusion from the bromine. Understand that?
So, which has the kinetic energy more, that has the high concentration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Completed, sir.
Yeah. Clear? That is what. So now,
Yes, sir.
let us take here. Now also you can see, for example, I want to say you one more important thing. That is what? For example, you see, I have given one glass of water. Observe very carefully, Gokul, Arun Kailash, and everyone ready. Now I have given one glass of water. Now Arun Kailash poured 2 spoons of sugar. Now he never disturbed it. Just he poured the sugar and he left it. Now you tell me, it will take much time to dissolve or it will fastly will dissolve?
Much time, sir.
It will take some time. It will take some time definitely to dissolve. Yes or no, ready?
Yes, sir.
Now, immediately Gokul will come. Are Arun Kailash, you stir with a spoon. You take some spoon and you start stirring, so that then it will be dissolved faster or not?
Fast, sir. Yes, sir. Fast.
Fast. Now, Haris will come. Haris is little bit more knowledge. Haris will say, ready, and Arun Kailash, both, you just keep fire down and you start dissolving. Then it will be more faster or not? You tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is fast.
Why it is more faster?
Sir.
Anybody?
Because Sir, it
The
increases
kinetic energy will increase.
Yes, very good. So when we are keep on stirring, kinetic energy of the particles will increases. When we are keep on heating and stirring, kinetic energies keep on increases of the particles. So dissolution rate also will increases. So that is what heating means. What is that called as? Temperature. Do you understand, everyone? So temperature is the one which is also increases. Rate of diffusion increases on increasing the temperature and decreases on decreasing the temperature. Do you understand, everybody? So the rate of diffusion increases on increasing the temperature of the diffusing substance by heating. Is it okay, everybody? Please respond. Understand?
Yes,
So, when the temperature of a substance increases by heating, the particles will gain more kinetic energy or less kinetic energy. Gokul, they'll gain what? They'll gain the more kinetic energy.
More kinetic energy.
Vartini, any doubt, please ask me. So, when a person, if you are providing, if you are heating, then because of heating, the particles will attain more kinetic energy. If they will attain more kinetic energy, then dissolution, movement of particles is much faster or slower? Movement of particles much faster. That is what, see, involvement of class always. Are you feeling this is a new concept or not, Hari? But it is, we are doing in our daily life. Actually, we will do in our daily life. Suppose you ask your mother, mother, give me some lemon juice. She will keep the sugar and will leave for 1 hour.
No, sir.
What she will do? She will take the 2 glasses. She will mix this glass, this glass, this glass, this glass. So why we are doing that mixing? Because faster, understanding, we are making the diffusion much faster. Understand, ready? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? So that is what. Why she's stirring with a spoon? Why she's stirring with a spoon? For example, see, you ask your mother coffee. She will ask if sugar is less, you just add and mix it. How you will mix, guys? If you are taking a coffee, for example, you add 1 spoon of sugar and you will stir with the spoon. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is what. So, why if you are heating, then what is happening? Particles will gain kinetic energy and move more and more rapidly. So, once the increase the speed of the particles of a substance, increases what, guys? Increases the rate of diffusion. Do you understand? So that is what. So you can see the phenomena of diffusion will tells us either the particles of matter are constantly moving. That is what the second property of matter we studied. So from the diffusion, what we can say? We can say the particles of a matter is constantly moving throughout the body. Yes or no, guys? We can say or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is what. So please allow me to write that point. The rate of diffusion increases on increasing temperature. Vartini, have you understand, Vartini? Arun Kailash? Vartini, not all there. Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. So that is the point you have to note it down, everyone. The rate of diffusion increases on increasing the temperature. Increases on increasing the temperature of the diffusing substance. Of the diffusing substance. Any doubt? Of the diffusing substance. Is it okay, Hari? That is what. So,
Yes, sir.
as we know, we are having 3 states of matter. So, what is the 3 states of matter? Gokul. That is what interacting means. It is very nice.
Solid liquid.
Yeah.
Solid liquid.
Yeah.
Sir.
Liquids and gas. So now as we know, where the diffusion is maximum, Arun Kailash?
Gas.
Gas. And minimum in where? Solids.
Solid.
So that is what, let us discuss maximum to minimum. Okay, diffusion. So you can see, first all of you keep adding diffusion in gases. Is it okay, Hari? Diffusion in gases. Just I will give you examples alone. Okay, diffusion in gases. So diffusion in gases. Shall we start? So because particles are having more intermolecular space, so that intermolecular force of attraction is very, very less. So they are very, very quickly will move in all the directions. Yes or no, guys? Yes or no?
Yes,
The
sir.
diffusion in gases is very, very fast. Okay. So very fast because particles are what? Particles of a gases move very quickly in all the directions. That is what in the rate of diffusion of a gas is depends understanding on its density. So in gases also different gases is having different density. Is it yes or no, guys? Yes.
sir.
So gas density is also parameter. Now you tell me, I have given two gases. One is having less density, one is having more density. Which will move much faster?
High density, sir.
Sir, less density.
Low density. Ready? That is what I said. You suppose you are very heavy, you will run faster, or you are very thin, you will run faster.
Yes, sir.
When we are very thin, we'll run faster.
So light gases diffuse faster than heavy gases. Is it okay? Light gases. Okay, light gases means less density. Is it okay? Less density. Light gases diffuses faster than heavy gases. Faster than heavy gases. But also one more parameter is important. What is that, Hari? Kinetic energy. Do you understand? That is also very important. So even though you are very heavy, your kinetic energy is more. You will diffuse much faster, less slower, much faster. Understand? That is what. Now, that is what you can see. This diffusion basically of gases we can demonstrate it in laboratory by experiment. What is that? Air and as well as bromine gas. Okay, bromine vapors. That is what experiment we can see. But in our daily life, we can see so many diffusion in gases examples in our everyday life. Can anybody tell me what is the examples? Already I taught you while I'm teaching that second properties of matter. That is what bromine gas and air is mixing. Also so many other examples I said. You can remember. The smell of food being cooked by your mother in kitchen reaches by the diffusion of gases released during the cooking of food into air. Is it yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Now, your mother is cooking the food in kitchen, but you are staying in bedroom, but still you will receive the smell. Yes or no, ready? The chicken smell.
Yes, sir.
Our Andhra Natukoti smell, you will receive or not, ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, even this also Chettinadu chicken. Yes, Arun Kailash. Don't sorry, he is in puja now. We cannot speak non-veg. That's fine. So that is what. So if you take here, whatever it is, your mother will prepare some varieties in kitchen. Definitely, you will get the smell into throughout your house. Even see some houses, if you are walking in front of their house, also you'll get the smell. Yes or no, ready?
Yes, sir.
That how it is happening. How it is
Sir,
happening.
because of heating,
That is
it will
what.
get a high kinetic energy.
During cooking, do you understanding? Some gases will produce. So that is gases only. What will happen during cooking? Gases will release. So these gases will diffuse into where? They will diffuse into where? Will diffuse into where, guys? They will diffuse into air. Do you understanding? So into air, and they will be spread throughout the room. Understanding? Spread very faster. Spread faster, and it will able to get the smell. Same way you can see incense stick. That is what agarbatti. Do you remember? Agarbatti.
Yes, sir.
Incense stick. What is happening? One corner of the room if will keep, each and every corner will get the smell. Yes or no, guys? That is also same thing. Smoke which is released by incense stick, which will be mixed, diffuses with the gas, air, and it will be reached everywhere. Next, you can take. How many of you know? How many of you use perfume, guys? You most of you use. I know that at certain situations. Yes, ready? Yes, you can see. So, for example, have you noticed it? Let it be. Go back to the kitchen. Now, tell me. Your mother is frying the fish. You people will get more faster smell. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because why? Because the fish is being fried in home, it will releases you a very peculiar sharp smell, because the smell is very different. So that is why it will be detected even when we are quite very far also. Chicken, fish and all non-vegetarians, due to the diffusion of gases only, because when they produce it during the frying of fish into air, so that it will reaches to us. That is what you have to remember. Is it okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that is what you have to remember. Same way you can see. Have you noticed it? When the food will become cold, the smell won't reach us that much faster. Have you noticed it, guys? Why, guys? By the time? Yes.
Sir, because there is no kinetic energy, sir.
That is what
there is very
by the
less
time the
temperature.
temperature also and as well as kinetic energy also less. That is why if you'll open the lid only, we'll feel the smell. Yes or no, ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is what. Because by the time it will take considerable distance, but it will get the smell of cold food. We have to go very close to it because the food which is becoming like a hotness will go. Understand? Hot, sizzling food. That is what which is frying. During that time, even though longer distance, the smell will come. But once it is fried and it kept in a bowl, then the smell won't come much faster distance. You have to, if you want to feel the smell, you have to go and open the lid. By the time, what is happening? Kinetic energy, rate of diffusion of hot gases is much faster. Understanding? In when hot sizzling food, but rate of diffusion of cold gases releases by the cold food is less. Is it yes or no, guys? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is what. Same way, incense stick also. So you can see, even food itself, we can feel two diffusion rate. When it is cooking time, more faster diffusion. When it is after prepared, less faster diffusion, less diffusion rate. Because of what? Hot gases and as well as cold gases. That is why I said you one statement. Temperature. Temperature is a parameter of diffusion or not? Everybody.
The parameter.
Yes, sir.
That is the main important parameter. That is what, see, this is what in-depth knowledge you have to be there. What are you, can you understand now? What is the important of it? That is, next see, agarbatti. You might be using jasmine agarbatti. Some people will use another agarbatti. Some people will use another agarbatti. Different varieties of agarbattis you have. Different smell also, flavor. That is what we can say fragrance. Do you remember, guys? Incense sticks, we can say fragrance. Right?
Yes, sir.
Pleasant fragrance, we can say. Always, we people will try for fragrance of jasmine and all. Yes or no? Which will give you happiness. Yes? Yes or no? So this fragrance, notice
Yes,
it.
sir.
So one, suppose in front of our mother will do puja in God's home, God's room, but the smell will come outside or not? Fragrance, we can say. Yes or no? So how it is happening?
Yes,
Because
sir.
the incense stick, the burning of incense stick will spread all around due to the diffusion of its smoke into the air. That is why the particles of gases produced by this burning of incense stick move rapidly in all the directions. So that is why they will collide with the particles of air present in the room. They will mix with that and the air will reaches every part of the room very quickly. That is why the incense stick smell is reaching very faster. Do you remember? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Now,
Yes, sir.
you can see. Also, for example, Reddy will come with a perfume spray. He has been sprayed something like, what we can say, any perfume name? Reddy, what are you using perfume? No
I don't
perfume?
use perfume, sir.
That's fine. Kailash? Okay, anything you can use. Let me take now. I don't know the name. That's fine. So you can use
Fog, sir.
what?
Fog.
Oh, fog. Very good. Yeah, fog. A pure, very is that. So let me use, for example, you can say, I sprayed the fog and I came. Now, once if I enter into the room, will you people will feel the smell or not? Yes?
Sir.
So if you open the perfume in one corner of the room, or else if you sprayed in one corner of the room, the smell will spread in the whole room very quickly. Why, guys? Anybody? Because why? The smell of perfume
Diffusion.
spreads very faster by which process? Diffusion. Understand? Diffusion of perfume into the air so that the smell will come much and much faster. Understand? Same way you can see the leakage of cooking gas. What is the gas you are using in our home? LPG cylinder.
LPG gas.
LPG gas. What is that LPG gas? Liquefied
Petroleum gas.
So now, is it having any smell or not? Suppose in our home gas is leaking. Is it the smell you will get it or not? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
You get the smell? But LPG is a odorless gas. That is what no smell. But how you people are getting smell, I want to know. LPG gas, pure. If it is pure form, no smell. No smell. That is what we can say, no odor. Okay? But still we are getting the smell. How, guys? LPG is a purely odorless gas and colorless also. Please all of you remember. Okay. So if it is pure LPG is filled in the cylinders, unfortunately some leakage will be there. Is it possible to detect it? Anybody? Is it possible to detect? No. Understanding. So LPG is a colorless gas like air. We cannot find the diffusion. That is why while they are filling the LPG gas in the cylinders, they will they will mix with a strong smelling substance called as ethyl merceptan. What is that? Ethyl. Ethyl merceptan. Very, very strong cell. Merceptan. So they will ask you in question general example quizzes also. What is the substance which is mixing with LPG to detect the smell of the to leakage of LPG? What is the substance? Ethyl merceptan. Understand? MERCAPTAN. CAPTAN, merceptan. Okay. So this is the substance which is having very, very strong smelling. Okay. Harish, Reddy, very, very important. Okay. So that is why. So while they are mixing, they are filling the LPG gas, also along with the LPG gas, what they'll mix, guys? They'll mix the ethyl merceptan. So once the gas is coming out, the ethyl merceptan also will come out or not? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is what. So the smell which you are feeling, what is the smell? That is the smell of ethyl merceptan. Understanding? So the leakage of LPG, it is not detected by us because it is a odorless gas. That is why we are mixing a substance called as ethyl merceptan, which will help to detect the leakage of cooking gas. Is it okay, guys? Everyone? That is okay.
Yes, sir.
This is what about examples of diffusion in what? Diffusion in gases.
Yes.
Okay, everyone. So diffusion in gases is much faster, very, very faster because of one reason. What is the reason? Particles are far each other. Understanding? So that intermolecular spaces is more. Intermolecular space is more, and who is less? Intermolecular force of attraction. Understanding? Force of attraction is negligible. So that is the reason the diffusion in gases is much faster. Is it okay, guys? Yes.
Okay, sir.
Now, second one. What is the next one? Diffusion in where? Diffusion in liquid. So you tell me, diffusion in liquids is faster than gases or less than the gases?
Less than the gases.
So it is less than the gases, but more than whom? More than
Solids.
solids. That is, so diffusion in liquids. So if we take liquids also, compared to the solids, diffusion is much faster. Compared to the gases, less, because particles are less closely packed. Understanding? So little intermolecular spaces and little bit more molecular force of attraction. Understanding, guys? Little more force of attraction. So it will take time or not to diffuse? Yes, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Understanding, little time, but compared to solids it is faster. Compared to gases it is slower. So please write, diffusion in liquids is slower than that in gases. Diffusion in liquids is slower than gases. Is it okay, everybody? That is what. Understand, Vartani, Gokul, everyone? That is what. Sir. You can take the example. So many examples you have been taken. Dissolution of potassium permanganate in water. Do you remember, guys? Liquids. No, that is what. So please write example 1. The spreading of purple color of potassium permanganate into water. The spreading of purple color of potassium permanganate. What is the formula? KMnO4 into the water. Is the time taken process or much faster? It will take some time. Yes or no, guys? That is what. Okay. Next, copper sulfate. I told you blue color. Understanding? Copper sulfate. The spreading of blue color of copper sulfate into water. the spreading of blue color of copper sulfate. What is the formula of copper sulfate?
CSO.
Yeah, everyone should learn copper sulfate into the water. So this is all examples of what? Diffusion in liquids. Do you understand? So it is little bit more time than gases. Okay. So it will take due to the diffusion of, even you can take, suppose if you add the ink to the water, what will happen, guys? Ink particles will spread or not? Ink add ink to the water. So then what will happen? Ink color will slowly spread into the water. That is also what? Ink is also mixture of liquids and as well as water. So both are liquids. Diffusion will take place. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
That is what. So if we take here, the spreading of ink in water is also due to the what? Diffusion of ink particles into the water. That is what will happen. Now, have you noticed everyone? Aquatic animals, how they will surviving aquatic animals? Anybody? Aqua animals. Aquatic animals, please respond. Aquatic animals, they are breathing oxygen. How? Oxygen is dissolved in water. Understanding? Dissolved in water. Same way, they are also, another one is dissolved. What is that? Carbon dioxide is also dissolved in water. So that is what the plants, they are using, the water plants, they are using carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, which is dissolved in water. Same way for respiration, what? Respiration, oxygen. Do you know one more thing, guys? Carbon dioxide will dissolve much more faster than oxygen in blood, our human body. Do you understand, everyone? That is okay. So that is what you can see. The gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen is essential for survival of aquatic plants and animals. So the carbon dioxide gas and oxygen gas present in air, they will diffuse into air. They will diffuse. That is what we can say dissolved. Understanding? So they will dissolve. That else we can say diffused into water.